Thursday, July 31st. I can't believe it. It's the end of July today. Tomorrow is August 1st. You're tuned in to the TMI Show, the Ted Manila Information Show. TMI for short, obviously, because we bring you way too much information. I'm Manila Chan. That is Ted Rall. We're live Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern time. So please be sure to hit the like and the follow button, the subscribe button, wherever you're consuming this content. It goes a long way. That little act goes a long way to help this little show. So on today's show, we've got there's a lot of Canada news, like Canada joining the UK and France, as Ted rightly predicted. Round of applause, Ted. Good prediction. I really did not believe Canada was going to jump on
Team
this
Palestine.
boat. Yeah, I really thought they were going to be way too wussy. I mean, if it was Prime Minister Trudeau, maybe Mark Carney has a little bigger cojones.
Clearly.
So apparently, I guess so. So they're going to make that official announcement in September's UNGA meeting. And then something I was wrong about, and I think everybody, all the political watchers in California, everyone back home, no Governor Harris, it appears.
I said that
Kamala
too.
Harris.
It's a Ted day.
It's a Ted day.
I told you he wasn't going to run. She wasn't going to run for governor.
Everybody,
she's also not running for president, but we'll get into that.
You don't think so? I don't know. We'll talk about that. That's kind of a shocker. But she's also now, just today, so last night she announces she's not going to run. And then today she announces, I've got a new book coming out, a memoir on those 107 days. Ted's probably going to read that too.
I will read that. I mean, look, obviously it's going to suck ass. The best political memoirs are
it's going to be a short book.
Well, the best political memoirs are really honest, right? Like President Grant, or General Grant, if you prefer, set the standard. He set the standard. He wrote it himself. He was trying to leave. Oh yeah, Harry Truman wrote his own memoirs too. And
I can see that one.
They're two of the best ones. But unfortunately, they're all ghostwritten now, and they're all hack jobs. Look, no memoir is any good unless you're willing to put everything out there. It's got to be full Monty. Otherwise, forget it. I mean, a memoir that isn't honest is worthless. And so,
which is why the debate of like the Anne Frank diary, people are like, it's fake, and if it is fake,
it's edited. That's for sure.
So I don't know, but
I mean, it's not fake. It's edited.
I don't think she's the one writing it, to be honest. But we'll see. We haven't.
Kamala
she just announced
or Anne Frank.
Kamala.
So I had this idea.
I choose to
I actually pitched this to Quentin Tarantino. My idea for I love revenge fantasies. The Diary of Anne Frank 2. She's back and she's pissed. Like she's looking for the neighbors. You dropped a dime on me, bitch.
That would be.
We don't know for sure that she died. That's the whole hook.
That's true. Yeah. I remember after reading that as a kid, wondering, well, whatever happened to Anne? Where?
Yeah, well, we know she allegedly died of typhus in the camp, but like we're not sure of that. And it's like, in other words, there's a lot of people who died in those camps, and the Germans had a death record, but not in all cases. And look, she died there. Yeah, sure. But it's not like, it's not hard and fast. We don't know for sure.
Right. There's no like concrete evidence. So I don't know. So, but the Kamala Harris thing, I don't think she couldn't put together a coherent sentence for 4 years.
Manila, there's only two paths for Kamala Harris.
Well, we'll get into that.
Academia and journalism. That's it. Much like for us.
That's sad but true. Then President Trump announces a slew of tariff updates yesterday. Well, we'll tell you a short update on what those things are, what they look like.
Is there a more boring word than tariff? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Excise tax.
Tax, yeah.
Refinancing.
Estate tax.
More
just anything basically related to like accounting.
Tax assessment.
I'm dead. Done. I'm done. There's just, can I snoozer anything related to accounting? I'm out.
tariffs are the most boring.
Yeah, that's pretty boring. Then there's the newborn savings account that Donald Trump created. You get $1,000.
Yeah, that's
for newborns.
$1,000.
But the magic of compound interest. So there's that. But
yeah, in no time, you'll have $1,007. When I was a little kid, what normal, we had passbook savings accounts. I really miss those.
I feel like I remember those.
It was great. Like you put there was a machine at the bank, and like you would hand it over to the teller with your deposit, and then she would put it in the machine, and it would print out on your little passbook like what your new balance was and compound the interest. And
I think they had that in the 80s.
It was so cool.
I feel like I had one of those. Did it look like a little passport?
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had one of those. I think I recall that.
It was a really great inducement for savings for adults as well. And anyway, the interest on my Gem City Savings bank account in Dayton was 9%.
Whoa. Yeah. That's unheard of today. But
impossible. Unless you're paying credit card, then that's a low rate.
Right. And then the last story, but I say certainly not least, but definitely the juiciest of topics. If tariffs aren't your thing, how about Justin Trudeau's love life?
Well, I know she has excellent taste in political cartoons. That, by the way, is Fresh Direct. I've got to go let them in. They're late. I'll be right back.
Oh, Ted's getting food. If you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking about Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry allegedly being spotted all around Canada this past week because she's on tour. And apparently they've been spotted having romantic dinners and taking her doggy on a walk. He's freshly divorced. She just ended her engagement with British actor Orlando Bloom. Literally just broke. I don't know who broke off the engagement, but they were engaged and about a month ago, and that ended. And now she's on her tour, and now she's hanging out with the former prime minister. I think that's kind of interesting, juicy, water cooler stuff. It's great for a pre-Friday conversation, I would say. So, with that. That's what's on the docket today. So a lot of stuff to talk about. We got to cruise through it real quick because I have some family stuff I got to go deal with. So with that, let's head over to the news. I'll do it while Ted's gone. All right. So in Ted's absence, this is the guy that replaced Justin Trudeau. If you remember, just a couple of months ago, Trudeau announced that he was stepping down because he's wildly unpopular, but apparently popular with the women. Who knew? I don't know. I remember when he was first elected prime minister, in the political circles, all the women I knew were like swooning over Justin Trudeau. Not my type, but I get that in the political world, he's not hard on the eyes, I guess. So this is Mark Carney that we're looking at. So Canada has joined France and Britain in announcing plans to recognize a Palestinian state in September as international pressure builds on Israel over the ongoing starvation crisis and war in Gaza. The move leaves the United States increasingly isolated from some of its closest allies on the issue of Israel and how it has conducted its military campaign. U.S. President Donald Trump blasted Canada's decision, threatening to derail ongoing talks with Ottawa. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney made the announcement on Wednesday and said that Canada has, quote, long been committed to a two-state solution that would see an independent Palestinian state, quote, living side by side with the state of Israel in peace and security, end quote. The move follows similar announcements by France, which said it will recognize a Palestinian state in September, and the UK, which has said it will too, if Israel does not meet conditions that include agreeing to a ceasefire in Gaza. Quote, Canada intends to recognize the state of Palestine at the 80th General Assembly of the United Nations, Carney told reporters, flanked by Foreign Minister Anita Anand. Quote, "We intend to do so because the Palestinian Authority has committed to much needed reform." So Trump today hinted at blowing up trade talks with Canada over its plans to recognize Palestinian statehood. So related news there, a record number of Senate Democrats as well. Let me show you here on this feed. A record number of Senate Democrats, more than half of the caucus, voted in favor of two resolutions to block U.S. military sales to Israel on Wednesday night. While the resolutions ultimately failed, the vote demonstrated how Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has fractured historically bipartisan support in Congress over the humanitarian crisis in Gaza in Israel's war against Hamas. The resolutions
one correction there. Israel is not at war against Hamas. Israel is at war against the civilian population of Palestine.
Fair. The resolution, sponsored by Senator Bernie Sanders, failed in the face of Republicans voting against the measure and 20 Democrats. Senators voted 27 in favor and 70 to defeat Sanders' resolution, which sought to block more than $675 million in weapons sales to Israel. A second resolution garnered 24 in favor and 73 against. That resolution sought to prohibit the sale of tens of thousands of fully automatic assault rifles. Democrats framed their opposition to military aid to Israel as a protest against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and not as opposition to Israel as a whole. Ted, we got to make sure they got to put the caveat in there. We are not being anti-Semitic. Bernie Sanders is like, I am Jewish. I'm not an anti-Semite.
Bernie Sanders is Jewish? Nah.
What?
Come on, be serious.
He is not a stereotype at all.
He doesn't look Jewish. Doesn't sound Jewish.
Not well. So, I appreciate the move and that they want to clarify that they're like, we're not saying we don't like Jewish people, just to be clear.
Or Israeli people.
Or Israeli. We're just saying we don't support Benjamin Netanyahu. So, they knew it was a doomed vote.
There's also, look, there's a lot of asterisks.
I appreciate the sentiment,
right? Well, of course I appreciate it too, and it's long overdue. But there are, we have an ad. So Robbie, go ahead and put that up.
Oh, okay. We got to pause our talk.
Let's pause once we have the ad. But so Manila, there's a lot of ifs here. There's a lot of caveats. So, for example, the recognition of the Palestinian state is technically of the Palestinian Authority, which not only has no authority whatsoever in Gaza, but on top of that, wouldn't be accepted by the population of Gaza. Here's the ad. I'm going to read that, and we can continue our thoughts here. This segment is brought to you by Pickaxe, the free speech social media platform that's not run by bots, big tech, or the censorship industrial complex. If you're on Rumble, Pickaxe is your next move. Think of it like if X and Substack had a baby, but with more freedom and smarter tools. You can post your Rumble videos directly in the feed, and they actually play in the feed with no algorithms hiding your content. Even better, with their new beta feature, you can connect your Rumble channel so your videos and live streams auto-post. I'm on there, and I do like it. Plus, full article creation, paywalls, revenue-sharing ads, and the ability to have ads on your content with your own promo codes and tracking links, so you keep full commissions on sales. And yeah, free blue check verification so bots and burner accounts don't hijack your conversation. Pickaxe doesn't manipulate your reach, it amplifies your voice, freedom of speech, and freedom of reach. Check it out now at pickaxe.com and take your voice back. By the way, I will be talking on a podcast this afternoon with Jeff from Pickaxe.
Dornick.
He's the CEO. Mm-hmm.
Jeff Dornick. Yes, he's a friend of the show. He's been on with us before a couple of times now. I enjoy having him.
And he's got a good product there. It's in its infancy. And, people who are like, oh, there's not that many people there yet. That's a feature, not a bug. When you get in early, that's when you have a chance to really make a mark on a social media platform. Like the people who who are huge influencers
Has
on
he
X
gone
are
IPO
the
yet?
people who went on like right away.
Yeah. Has he gone IPO yet?
I don't think so.
He probably he probably should.
It's a little early, maybe.
Get it on ground floor there.
But so anyway, so Canada and other countries. I don't think this is true about France. Canada is actually recognizing the Palestinian Authority, and they say that their recognition is predicated on a ceasefire that would ultimately lead to Hamas relinquishing power. I think it's all, that's kind of like thinking too many steps ahead. I mean, you have a hot war right now where the Israelis are bombing the shit out of the Palestinians, probably like worrying about what happens to Hamas, probably comes after feeding people and stopping killing.
How about you don't go shooting at civilians and especially little children that are walking barefoot for 12 miles to try to go get food and then ultimately resulting in their deaths. So we also have, I just want to say, like, the tide is turning, I think, in Washington, D.C. I think first it started obviously with, but specific here to where, at least where I am, it started with like Thomas Massey outing the whole AIPAC handler thing, right? On the Tucker Carlson podcast. He outed everybody for having one except him. And now, very recently, Tucker had Marjorie Taylor Greene on his podcast, and she had some insightful things to say. And she's real, like, think whatever you want of her politics or whatever, but you can't say that she's not real and true to herself. She just, I think last night or the night before, tweeted something and calling what Netanyahu was doing, calling it a genocide.
Yeah,
she is the first Republican to step out of line.
She's rocking it.
I can't believe I'm finding myself more and more often saying MTG is right.
Yeah, this is the same woman whose campaign ads had her firing a machine gun at her rivals' faces and signs. So she's great. Good for her. This is going to be, Israel is in, here's the thing. Global public opinion has shifted irretrievably. Now, that's a big statement for a pundit to go out on. It's a ledge, but I'm going to go out there because I'm really convinced it's true. I don't think there's there is no longer any coming back from this. Basically, the last straw for Israel was this most recent aid blockade that began in March. Once that set into motion, triggering widespread hunger into a full-fledged famine, and pictures of starving kids, and the world could no longer look away the way that, the kids on the college campuses, they were on top of this early on, progressives and, people and other people of good faith. We were on top of it early on, but really, truly, the mainstream establishment people, they tried to brush this whole thing off. Now there's no going back. And, Israel and the U.S. are going to be diplomatically isolated. And you can even, if you don't believe that, look at Donald Trump. I mean, he's kind of now not really as cozy with Bibi as he was before. He's kind of well, we've got to get the kids fed. I mean, and he knows that it's Netanyahu who doesn't want the kids fed. So that's his buddy. His buddy's getting him in trouble. Donald Trump
I don't think it was ever his buddy.
If you get, well, I know, but he's a frenemy or whatever. But the point is that if
Joe Biden was a buddy of
that's true.
Bibi. They were literally friends, and Biden has time and time again on record called himself a Zionist. So let me just say this, Ted, about the state. I mean, I have Jews in my extended family. I myself thought about converting because, I almost married a Jewish fella. So if you are concerned about your community of Jews, whether you consider it an ethnicity or religion or whatever, just as a community of Jews practicing, non-practicing, whatever, if it's your heritage, and you're worried that your community's image on the global stage is getting destroyed, It's probably because you have like this guy as basically the Jewish spokesman for all the Jews, the diaspora around the world.
Self-appointed, right? I mean,
sure, but even still,
the global Jews did not vote for this guy.
No, I know that, but this is what people think of.
He is very, very popular in Israel.
Well, in his home.
I mean, his policies are, I mean, there's really no concern in Israel, really, for the people of Palestine at all.
No, that's not the problem. But I'm saying if you, I have loved ones who are Jewish, and
right. So this guy's the face. He's a self-appointed like big boss of
Judaism. He's like the spokesman of.
He's the number one cause of anti-Semitism in the world right now.
Yes, and then you tack on other names like Jeffrey Epstein. You tack on, Harvey Weinstein's name, and then you're suddenly like, oh, that's what's creating. I mean, this guy at the top, this guy Bibi here at the top, and then all these other, then Epstein there, number 2. Then you have, who with his ties to Mossad. Then you have Harvey Weinstein, who represents the movie industry, and so suddenly you're creating this whole narrative of like that.
Wait, careful,
Jewish.
Careful. Who is creating? I mean, so three bad Jews do bad shit.
I'm not saying I think that. Yes, right. But this is but they're big, powerful people, and they're creating the narrative for a lot of young, very far right influencers, right? That are creating this narrative.
They're looking for that narrative anyway because they're anti-Semitic.
Well, I know they are, and they're exploiting it based on those three very big names.
Well, they're the least of my concerns here. I mean, look, here's what's the thing that's interesting. My primary concern is the people of Palestine, and they need to be rescued, right? I mean, the truth is, objectively, if let's just say Israel was not a U.S. ally and they were doing this, well, we would invade, right? We would lead an invasion force to liberate the people of Palestine, right? So that's what should happen. So that's where we kind of are. By the time September rolls around, since I'm on a roll here at the gambling table, I'm going to say a bunch of more countries will be ready to recognize Palestine at the UN General Assembly this September here in New York, and we're going to see countries like Luxembourg and possibly Italy, Belgium, the Netherlands certainly. Croatia, certainly. And we're going to see a bunch of other countries chime in here. Australia will be on board. New Zealand.
You think they're going to jump on soon? I mean, I could see it happening.
Within days. Australia is within days.
Albanese.
It could happen tomorrow. I mean, it's definitely happening by next week. I'm going to say Australia is like imminent. So as Canada goes, so do the Aussies and the Kiwis. I mean, that's all the Anglo-Saxon world, right? I mean, the UK.
I mean, there's the map again.
Yeah. That map's a little out of date, right? You can add a few. So anyway.
Yeah, right. We're going to add up here, this area.
Yeah. So that's going to be big.
The Great White North.
I don't know why Denmark's not part of it, but they should be. Anyway, the point is, it's
Greenland.
The last ones to go are going to be the Axis countries: the U.S. I said that on purpose. Germany, Italy, and Japan. That's it. But maybe not in that order. So but the point is, Israel is highly dependent on. So you're going to say, okay, does this matter? Not really, but yet it does. So basically, you have to remember where South Africa was in the late 70s and early 80s as a global pariah state. If you were in a rock band and your manager said, hey, let's tour Cape Town, you couldn't, even though you'd make a lot of money, because it would make you look bad. Well, similarly, Israel's economy is driven really by its tech sector. And nowadays, if, let's say, Waze was still an Israeli company, which it's now owned by Alphabet, it's owned by Google.
Waze, the GPS?
Yeah, it's embedded in your Google Maps, right? So for the point-by-point navigation. But let's say any Israeli company recruits you. Like, honestly, could you go work? I don't know if I could accept a job at Times of Israel. It's a legitimate news organization, but it's Zionist. And I don't think it would be ethical for me to accept a job there. I don't think it would be ethical for a scientist to go to accept a job working for an Israeli company. I don't think it would be ethical to work for any kind of tech firm as a coder that's owned or controlled by Israel. So that's going to fuck them. They're going to have like they're not going to have business partnerships. They're going to have contracts canceled all over the place. They're not going to be able to recruit personnel. That in the end is going to screw them, and it's going to move quickly. And the people and the Israeli economy is going to tank, and the citizens of Israel are going to blame Netanyahu, and they're going to drive him out of power, and he's going to end up in jail. And the Palestinians are ending up with their own state, and the Israeli economy is going to collapse. And ultimately, the world is going to have to decide how quickly we move to a one-state solution, which is what's obviously required here. From the river to the sea, we need a unified state for everybody who currently lives between the river and the sea. One man, one vote, democratic republic, the Republic of Palestine. And, one where, just like under the Ottoman Empire, Jews, Christians, and Arabs can live side by side and in peace and harmony, like they did until World War I. Right. They did.
And then the UK took conservatorship of it, just kind of like when Britney Spears' dad had, or mom, dad, right. Yeah, dad had conservatorship, and then she's like shaving off her head and shaving off her hair, not her head. I think she kept her head on. But now she's dancing with knives, Ted, in her underwear in her Florida mansion.
She's the new Courtney Love, but not as talented.
All right. Let's move on. Speaking of other train wrecks.
All right.
Train wreck women. There you go.
Oh yeah. Okay. Kamala Harris's decision not to run for governor of California leaves open the door to a presidential campaign in 2028. I don't believe she's going to do this at all, even as her fellow Democrats are months into preparing for a future without her. The ambitious governors, senators, and former Biden officials who are already going around the country taping podcasts, and by the way, you guys are welcome to come on here, and building infrastructure for national campaigns have been trying to put Harris and Biden in their rearview mirror. And while Harris, as the former VP, would enter 2028 as a recognizable Democrat with a broad fundraising network, she would also carry the baggage of a 2024 campaign the Democrats don't remember fondly because her campaign, what's the word for it? Sucked ass. At 60, she's certainly young enough to run again and more than 2 decades younger than Biden. But for a party seeking a reset and figuring out how to win back the trust of working class voters, she, of course, would not be viewed as a fresh face. More than half a dozen people who spoke with Harris before she decided to opt out of the governor's race, as I predicted here on the TMI show, advised against over-interpreting her decision about 2028. I don't think any of us should jump to the conclusion that this decision had anything to do with 2028, said LaFonza Butler, former California senator who is close to Harris. I do think for her, all options are on the table if she wanted to go again and run for the presidency. Harris has been perched at or near the top of some of the way too early 2028 primary polling, though political professionals say that's only because of her name recognition. If she does run,
for sure,
it would set up a highly unusual situation where a number of candidates whom she vetted to be her running mate and the dude she actually picked, Tim Walz, as well as Josh Shapiro of Pennsylvania, who, by the way, his Zionism makes him a completely dead letter for 2028, Andy Beshear of Kentucky, and Wes Moore of Maryland, and Pete Buttigieg among them. None of those candidates are expected to defer to her should she choose to run again. Manila, she's not running again. Okay, I mean, she's just not. And by the way, of these names, and there will be others that we haven't talked about yet, I'm going to put Pete Buttigieg way at the top in terms of
for
handicapping.
28. Well,
for 28, for handicapping
but next
the
year,
race. Yeah.
But next year, California gubernatorial race, she would have been a shoo-in for the office. Like I would say,
she just doesn't want it.
70 to 80-ish%.
Manila,
like,
it's work. Being a governor, even of Rhode Island, is work.
Like you actually have to do
California, a huge state. the most
Right.
populous, so therefore the most
Very
work.
complicated place to run. I still believe slimy Newsom will run in 28. But for gubernatorial,
isn't he term limited out?
No, in 28. Next year is our gubernatorial election. 28
Yeah, but
for
isn't
presidential.
he term limited out?
For governor? Yeah, I'm not talking about him running for governor.
Oh, who are you talking about?
I'm talking about Newsom for president.
Oh yeah, well,
I'm saying he's going to run. But these are the faces
he has nothing better
in California. These are the faces in California that will likely be running, because now we have that new what's it called? Voting system.
Ranked choice.
That one. So Antonio Villaraigosa.
Those are some hard faces. They're not all of them. Those are some hard faces to look at, I gotta say. And I don't imagine the voters of California who are, what's the word? Shallower than me even. I don't see them voting for Katie Porter.
No, I mean, she's a congresswoman. Yeah, senator. Congresswoman? No, congresswoman. Congresswoman Katie Porter.
Don't get me wrong, but she's like rocks. Don't come a knocking when the beds are rocking. But
Ted, I don't want to think about that. Javier Becerra obviously was running around the Biden administration, so there's a lot of name recognition there.
I could see him getting that. Yeah,
I could see him doing it. I could see Antonio
Betty Yee getting it easily.
She's a big name in California. Betty Yee.
Villaraigosa, I think, is too SoCal. He's too LA.
He was the LA mayor.
Full transparency, he bought one of my originals once.
Oh wow. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I heard a lot of people liked him personally. So I don't know. But
he kind of he was interested in my lawsuit against the LA Times and speaking out about it. But then
because it was his term.
Oh, pussed out. Yeah, as you never see that. You never see that with politicians. So rare.
And there's a dark horse I expect to be throwing his hat in the ring is Rick Caruso, the famed developer of all of these major properties all over California and the West Coast, really. He was running for mayor of LA. He lost because of the ranked choice voting. And
not to mention Californians are completely pissed off about high housing prices. Developer is not going to be their favorite here.
Maybe not, unless he says, I promise to take my company and develop tons more housing. I don't know. But I think he's going to throw his hat in the ring, I think, any week now. So I think Javier of this group, I would say Javier Becerra. It's probably going to be the name.
Him or Betty Yee.
Betty Yee would be my second bet.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
That would be huge for Betty Yee, Ted, given the huge Asian American population in California. We've never had an Asian governor. So Asian male or female.
But no one would be shocked if it were to happen there. I mean, it's like, okay, that makes sense. So anyway, let's get back to Kamala. So she's got, like you and I, there's only, I did say 2 paths. I'm going to say 3 paths. We can work at CVS. We can work in academia.
Wait, CVS.
That's what I said.
As in Victor.
That's what I said.
Not CBS.
I said CVS.
Victor. Okay.
And also Charles Victor Samuel. And so Kamala can work at CVS also, unlocking the toothpaste. And
she could
be like us. She can be an academic. She can become a professor at some college, probably in California.
Make millions of dollars, right?
And she could become a college president. She could become.
Oh, that's true.
A trustee of the University.
You don't think she'll go back to being a lawyer? No, because that requires work.
That's work. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. No. So
she needs like a cushy, soft landing job.
She needs a sinecure. Yeah, that's right. So I see that. She could end up at MSNBC as a talking head.
Oh, that'll happen for sure.
But the thing is, though,
not
even for MSNBC,
they
want propagandists, but none of their propagandists are bird brains, and she is a bird brain. So I don't think she would, she'd be able to do the job, to be honest. I mean, she's kind of like dumb as a stone.
No, I feel like they would, but here's the thing, like if someone at her name recognition, her brand recognition level, she would get, and here's the behind the scenes, guys, for mainstream television. The anchors, the hosts, the reporters would submit the questions ahead of time, and Kamala's staff would then write the answers, have her rehearse them, and then she goes on air as the talking head.
That's why it's not going to work, Manila. Memorization, rehearsals.
Work. No, she has good rote memorization.
She can't. No. I mean, it's like she can't read it off a teleprompter. If she could,
no, but rote memorization, I think she can do. How else do you think she got through law school? Just rote memorization. I think she can remember things. Right. If you train her to do it. Does she remember
all the men of color that she sent to death row just for fun?
No, because she never saw the names.
Oh, right.
She just rubber stamped, approved them, said let's prosecute. Honestly, I think she's probably good at remembering.
2028, right? So here's the thing: there is a history of failed presidential candidates running again. Okay, and in the US,
I think she might
most famously Richard Nixon. Ran against Kennedy, lost in 1960, widely perceived to have been cheated, by the Chicago Democratic machine. And he was, even though he had a humiliating defeat for state office, in 1962, that's when he gave the Checkers speech. You won't have Dick Nixon to kick around anymore. He was able to come back and barely defeat Hubert Humphrey in 1968, and win by a landslide re-election in 72, despite Watergate. So it's possible. I think about William Jennings Bryan, the perennial Democratic candidate 100 years ago, right? He ran in 1900 and lost to William McKinley. Then he wisely sat out in 1904 as Theodore Roosevelt ran for re-election. He was wildly popular. But he presented himself again in 1908, and he ran again a third time. God, when was that? 1912, I think. So no, that's not right. The first time he ran was 1896 against McKinley. He ran against McKinley again in 1900. Then he ran again in 1908. That's what happened.
Have we ever had and also ran, reemerge, and become POTUS?
Well, absolutely. So probably, first of all, Donald Trump lost in 2020.
Oh, yeah,
won in 2024. He basically pulled the same exact maneuver as Grover Cleveland. Grover Cleveland won in 1884 against a guy named Blaine. In 1888, lost to Benjamin Harrison, but then had a redo against Benjamin Harrison in 1892 and prevailed. So that's kind of like exactly what Trump did. And I'm trying to think who else has done this. Former, defeated candidates who came back successfully. It's a neat trick if you could pull it off. It doesn't always, people have tried it. Adlai Stevenson ran and lost twice in a row against Eisenhower in 1952 and 1956.
Well, see here, Ted, the audience says they'll rerun Biden.
He's too young. He's a whippersnapper.
Harris has no chance of doing anything meaningful. I can agree with that. Yeah, I think I don't know what she's gonna do, but I think the Democratic Party, I think they'll be left with Gavin Newsom.
It's
yeah, I don't know.
Sinecure. I could see her as provost at
some bullshit
at Pepperdine
title
University.
Pepperdine, she's gonna hang out in Malibu. She'll be a name only type of job, like the Queen, right?
Yeah, she won't even show up.
And
ever.
Wave.
She'll come and visit her office the first day, never come back. That's
she just
fine.
has to show up.
In fact, it'll be preferred that she not show up. It'll be we'd really appreciate it if you do less.
Well, Ted, there's also the route that she can start her own consultancy business, and then just because they want the name on their roster, some wealthy something or another in the UAE, the UAE, like they just like brand names, and she is a brand name, even though it's a bad brand name.
She's a negative brand name.
I don't know. I think somebody will hire. So I think there's that, because a lot of these people that are consultants, once they leave their cushy government job, they become consultants, and they just get hired to be a name on somewhere.
They've got to have political. Consultant has to work. I know people who do it. They have to have political instincts.
Not all of them, though.
And she doesn't have any instincts at all.
I'm telling
That's why
you.
She lost.
I lived in the UAE. There are people that show up there that you're like I met Rudy Giuliani there. And I was like, he was doing a book tour, and then he signed some deal to be some sort of consultant to something in Dubai.
Okay, yeah, that's different. That's not like what we're talking about here. I mean, a political consultant is someone who tries to teach you how to win a campaign.
No, I didn't say political consultant. I just said consultant of some sort. You just open up a consultancy business of whatever.
Right.
And you don't actually do anything. It's just that she's the banner name, and some wealthy Emirati is going to be like, oh, we're going to pay her to be on our board. We're going to pay her to be. So I think that's the easy way for her, where she doesn't really have to do anything, but maybe once a quarter show up.
There's another job she could have. If a Democratic president wins in 2028, she can become an ambassador.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
She could become.
So if Governor Newsom becomes POTUS Newsom, he will appoint, because they're homies.
Yeah, that's right.
These two are homies. They're very good friends.
So she can be U.S. ambassador to
Greece. She'll go live in Athens.
Netherlands.
She'll go live in someplace cool. Yeah, someplace,
you can't
really do anything.
Robbie has questions. Come on in, Robbie West. Come on down. Pop yourself in. There you are.
So, honest question. I'm not trying to be a troll here for once in my little white life. Does anyone think that Gavin Newsom can actually win, seeing that California is in such a stellar state?
Well, you're asking a two-part question. Can he secure the nomination, and can he?
No, I'm asking. He can win the nomination.
I think he could get the nom. Yes,
but could
it's
he win
not
the election?
likely, but it's possible. I agree with that.
But it's possible, yeah.
I mean, because nobody going to run on "Make America Look Like California" with all of your hordes.
Well, that's always the problem when you're a governor. Everybody's looking at your record as governor.
Oh, gee. Yeah. So let's take her out of the picture for 28. Who do the Democrats really have in their stable? Newsom and Buttigieg.
Buttigieg's got the same problem,
and Andy Bashir, but Andy Bashir reeks to me of vice presidential material, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not front of the ticket guy.
Yeah, but I totally see him as a number two.
So Buttigieg, I mean, it's the same thing, right? I mean, he was transportation secretary, and what did he actually do? What is his accomplishment?
He took more maternity leave than me. I can tell you that.
I was about to say. I mean, he's the first dude in history to have chest feeding
splitting hairs
time. I mean,
well, come on. His response to the train disaster in Northeast Ohio was,
show up.
So the Democrats have nobody is the point. So. I don't know. So 28, I don't know what that's going to look like.
They're not going to look at his record. Look, he didn't win on his record to become transportation secretary. He was mayor of a small college town in Indiana.
But the voters are going to look. I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, we have airplanes falling out of the sky, bridges falling down, train disasters everywhere.
They're not going to. I mean, I hate to say it. Okay, like that could be fair, but that's not.
I don't think the Democrats can win in 28.
With Buttigieg, what's going to happen
is the Democrats can win if they run someone smart. If they run someone who's anti-Zionist,
but that's the point. Is they have nobody. Is my point. Well, they have nobody to run in their state.
Trump wasn't nobody in 2016, and he was a black horse, and he came in and took over. No.
But he was a somebody. He's an anomaly, though. He was a big brand name for 45 years. Everybody, so that's a different animal. I'm talking about from the Democratic stable and how the DNC works, and that is not ain't how the DNC works.
Yeah, the DNC doesn't allow.
They move you up.
They don't. Yeah,
correct.
That's what they appoint.
You have to move up the ranks
because of the superdelegates.
That's right.
That part of that, and it's just their internal, like how they play ball. You literally have to grind your way up.
The reason I think it's Buttigieg. Of course, obviously it's a long way away, but the reason I think they're going to go with him is because this is a party that's like totally enthralled to identity politics. So in the last go around, they went with So not that they've been winning this way, but okay, they had first black president. They did,
but they love
there.
it.
They had first woman president, lost. Second shot at first woman president and woman of color, lost again. But they'll be like, okay, we'll go back to a dude because that we haven't had a woman president yet. So we'll go back to a dude, but he's a gay dude, but he's not flamboyantly gay. So so maybe that'll fly. Now the thing is, okay, whatever you guys say, and I don't know what you'll say about this, when you see or hear Pete Buttigieg on radio or television, he's intelligent, calm, lucid, articulate. He sounds great. You're just like, oh, this is kind of like when Obama was president, but he speaks at a normal clip instead of like, choosing every word
right
at
he's
a time.
he's
so it's like
speaking fluidly.
Yeah, so I mean, I think he's like very pleasant. He's easy on the eyes, easy on the ears. I think
he's a pleasant character.
The American people, after Donald Trump and all the mayhem, they might be just in the mood for someone like pleasant. Pete. Yeah.
Yeah, but then you have JD Vance, heir apparent.
He's also younger.
Well,
JD Vance is that age.
JD Vance is not a strong candidate for 2028.
Well, JD Vance has committed political suicide. If he wanted to win in 2028, what he would do is he'd come out publicly against Trump with the Epstein files. He would go and unite the MAGA right.
Oh, you're insane. He can't go. He's a sitting vice president.
Sure he can.
Do that.
No,
right.
What you do is
it won't.
It's not like 1804. You can't do that now.
Sure you can.
Yeah, you can. It can never. That can never happen. But here's the last thing I'm going to throw in there.
Principle over party, you can, and that's what people are looking for. They're looking for leadership.
JD Vance, who pretended to be from Kentucky when he's really like me from southwestern Ohio, does he strike you as a man of great integrity? A man who basically was a liberal Democrat, back in 2015
until yesterday,
and now he's like a rabid, seething conservative. And the thing is, I don't mind people
probably has a lot of Palantir stuff.
But he's never said, "Oh, I saw the light because of this or because of that."
Well,
he saw the light because he wanted to be Donald Trump's.
One more dark horse theory for 28, though, since I'm not sure that they'll rerun Kamala. They
will not.
The role of third parties is 28 going to be the season, the cycle that we finally see a substantive rise in recognition, in the polls, in viability of a solid third party candidate. And who would that be?
That depends on Elon Musk. And if he's smart, if he's serious about the America Party, he runs Thomas Massey. You run Thomas Massey, you got a
hands down. I would vote Massey, 100%. I would go for it.
Well, he's too right wing for me. I respect him, but I wouldn't vote for him.
Well, that's fine.
I'd vote Massey. I'd vote that third party if it was Massey.
So let me ask you a question. If you had to vote,
forgot about the Gretsch.
If you had to vote,
they want Gretsch Whitmer to be a thing in.
They want her to be a thing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's pretty. That's about it.
She's also a liar, but that's only a bonus in the Democratic Party.
Yeah. So
she's like, they were trying to kidnap me. I mean, not actually, but okay.
So what she meant was, the FBI is planning to kidnap me.
If Massey did run as the only non-Zionist candidate, would you vote for him? Would that be enough to earn your vote?
No, I need someone who's going to be stridently in favor of a social safety net, like a much higher minimum wage, protecting Social Security, expanding Medicare and Medicaid, Medicare for all. I need an economic, a populist economic person. I need someone who's going to put more money into our pockets.
No, fair enough. You're never going to get that with a libertarian. So I can see where you're coming from.
That's right.
Well, you'll cut a lot of the federal
I'm a socialist,
spending
that's
that way.
What I want. So
I don't know what 28 is going to look like, but for California, we got to move on. The California vote next year is now it's like anybody's game. Like I don't know anymore. I really don't know. Everybody was so sure.
AOC is eligible to run in 2028, but I don't think she will.
You don't think so?
Well, I mean, she doesn't have. What's she going to run on? What's she going to run on? Oh, I have like a lot of Twitter followers. I mean, honestly, well, that's what Donald Trump ran on. I guess that could work. But I mean, she has no legislative record. That's not really anybody's fault. I mean, that's just she can't have a legislative record. But
California TBD. That's all I can say is California TBD. Everybody's like in the past.
And nobody cares about California outside of California in terms of the governor's race.
The Californians care. The 40 million people care. We care. So, but anyway, we'll move on because they're TBD. I don't know anymore. Everybody's just spun into a tizzy. All right.
Okay. And President Trump announced a slew of tariff-related updates. The changes come as most countries will face rates of 15 to 20% beginning overnight tonight at 12:01 a.m. So don't stay up late. You might feel that sound you hear might be people screaming from additional tariffs. Trump yesterday said India will face 25% tariffs and an added penalty for purchasing Russian oil. Brazil will face 50% tariffs next week. So those Brazil nuts are going to get pricey. Trump separately announced 50% tariffs on all copper imports. So your Moscow mules are going to be more expensive. The U.S. will also end the global de minimis exception later this week, which allows packages valued under $800 to come into the country duty-free. Some countries negotiated lower tariffs in the lead up to tonight's deadline. South Korea negotiated a baseline 15% in exchange for investing hundreds of billions of dollars in the U.S. Indonesia, Japan, the Philippines, the U.K., Vietnam, and the EU also reached new deals. Pakistan is expected to do one as well. The average effective tariff rate is estimated to go up to 18.4%. That's the highest since 1933. Clothing and shoes will be especially affected, with prices predicted to rise roughly 40% in the short term, which, shoes are pretty fucking expensive. I mean, the shoes I like to buy are like $140. They're just sneakers. And, that's I don't really want to see them go up to $200 or more, but I guess that's inevitable. Also, on the tariff front, we should mention the fact that Trump is threatening Canada with additional tariffs because they've now endorsed a Palestinian state.
Yeah, Trump said it right here in his truth. He truthed that he's willing to like blow up the deal with Canada, with the Great White North. So our Ted, that threatens our maple syrup.
That's
some of our
and your hockey pucks,
Scotch production, our hockey equipment,
your Molson.
Well, Ted, they do export a good number of hockey players from Canada.
Bear rugs.
Do they export bear? Really?
I don't know.
Is that a thing? Are they like the main exporter to the world of like bearskin rugs, head still on them?
Yeah, or maybe like a clubbed baby seals.
Oh, well, yeah. So the Canadians, I don't know what the Canadians are gonna do, but tariffs. I don't have much to say about that, other than like, with the whole India thing. We got to move on real quickly.
Your Darjeeling tea is going to be more expensive.
Like here, he's slapping additional tariffs onto India, right? Because India is doing business with Russia. But like, if you look at India's top oil suppliers here in this list, Saudi Arabia, 37.1 billion.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So I'm looking this up. So.
30.
So here's the stuff that I always forget. Canada actually sends us a lot of oil.
Canadian crude.
We buy 25% of their crude oil. They also,
so it'll hurt them. Yeah.
They make cars there too. So
yes.
The Canuck-mobile, very famous.
Well, all of North America does a lot of automobile stuff, like bits and pieces from even
also,
Ford.
They have a lot of mines.
North
so
and
they
south.
have gems and gold up there. They
also
make industrial machinery and mechanical appliances and aluminum. And as you and I both know very well personally, Manila, India, their number one export to the U.S. is pharmaceuticals.
Mm-hmm.
Then
we do know that.
Gemstones, and then textiles, right? A lot of cheap clothing, engineering products.
Really?
Also petroleum oils and related products. I got an ad to read. Let's do it. The sponsorship is from Rumble. one that's incredibly important to the survival of the company. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built the platform from the small creator. They didn't censor or have biases. They were fair and treated all creators equally. No one thought platforms would censor political conversation or censor opinions on COVID, but they did. Facebook admitted they fell to pressure from the Biden-Harris administration. Rumble did not. They held the line. They're attacked daily for giving us a voice to talk to you. They're attacked in corporate media. They're attacked by governments like France. They're attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. Corporate America is fighting to remove speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers. They don't get much of it. Watching our show on Rumble is the most they can ask from you. But if you really believe in this fight and you have the means, one major way you can help Rumble survive is by joining Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in our human right to free speech. Rumble's offering $10 off with the promo code STUDIO when you purchase an annual subscription. Go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means and believe in the cause, now's the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, we are just happy if you watch us here on Rumble. So,
all right, let's move on out of this boring tariff talk.
Thank you, Manila. That's awesome.
Let's go to something cute.
Justin Trudeau was seen at a
No.
Carey.
No. We're missing the baby savings.
I don't know how cute this is.
He's not cute.
I guess so.
Not to me,
The
anyway.
newborn savings accounts created as part of Trump's massive new tax and immigration law are a backdoor for privatizing Social Security. Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, admitted yesterday. The Trump accounts, enacted as one of the One Big Beautiful Bill Act, gives newborns a $1,000 savings account that can be invested with tax-deferred treatment. Families or employers could make $5,000 contributions to the accounts every year until the beneficiary turns 18. Employers, what are we going to have, child labor? For like that kid looks, I don't know what kind of job that kid can have, but if he's driving my Uber, he can't reach the pedals. The program is one of the more popular components of the legislation, which Trump signed into law on the 4th of July, and borrows from proposals made for years by Democrats. Speaking at an event Wednesday hosted by Breitbart, Secretary Bessent said the accounts will improve economic outcomes for babies and children, and said the Treasury Department will use them to increase financial literacy among the young. He likens learning about sound investing practices to a kid learning how to take responsibility for a pet. And that's how you usually end up with like a dead fish. And Bessent added that if enrollees allowed their accounts to grow over decades and saw the benefits of compound interest, because, with the savings rate at 0.2%, man, that can really add up. Those cents can add up to several more cents. The accounts could, in effect, replace Social Security by allowing beneficiaries to accrue large and tax-preferred savings balances. At the end of the day, I'm not sure when the distribution level date should be. Should it be 30 and you can buy a house? No, Secretary Bessent, because no one under 60 can buy a house. Should it be 60? But in a way, it is a backdoor for privatizing Social Security, he admitted. Social Security is a defined benefit plan paid out to the extent that if all of a sudden, if these accounts grow and you have hundreds of thousands of dollars for your retirement, then that's a game changer. The Treasury spokesperson said in a statement that Trump accounts are an additive government program that, along with Social Security, broadens and increases the wealth and savings of Americans. Social Security is a critical safety net for Americans and always will be. This administration has not just fought tirelessly for seniors, it's also fighting for the next generation, said the spokesperson, who spoke on the condition of anonymity. That doesn't give me a lot of confidence, citing a department policy preventing them from speaking on the record. Social Security benefits are financed by payroll taxes, and as the number of retirees goes up, workers and employers are not paying enough into the fund to sustain future benefits. Without action from Congress, the trust fund will be insolvent by 2033, according to June projections from the trustees. That would force a 23% cut to benefits. Well, it wouldn't force that at all. It would not at all force that. What it would require is for Congress to stop sending so many weapons to Ukraine and Israel. That's what it would really require.
Ted, I mean, by 33, so we're all the way, we're halfway through 25 already. We're more than halfway through. So, I mean,
this is the third
before you can actually retire, Ted, this will be kaput.
I know you remember this, Manila, when Bush was reelected by a sizable margin against Kerry in 2004. The first thing he did for his second term was like, I'm going to try to partially privatize Social Security. And the American people bit off his head, and it ruined his entire second term. I don't know if we're in the same place. I mean, 20 years is a long time, but I'm skeptical
shipping
that this is
off
going
our
to go
tax
over
dollars. Like, stop. Like, all of our money is going to bullshit, and people know that now. They're getting hip
that whole
to it.
Oh, well, we'll have to cut benefits because of the trust fund, because the magic pot of gold. There's not as many gold coins in the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. No, you just put more in. No other country in the world does it this way. Like every country is like, oh, we're running a little low on the money for the old people. Yeah, we've got to raise taxes. That's how it goes.
It's just unbelievable. They're like, I know the answer. We'll make our dollar go further by cutting benefits by 23%.
Yeah, that's going to be popular. Of course, you know, Trump will be dead by then, but whatever.
All right. Whatever.
And finally, Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister of the former, until recently, the former Prime Minister of Canada, was seen at a Katy Perry concert. Full disclosure, Katy Perry is a fan of my cartoons, in Montreal, days after the pair were spotted having dinner together. The former Canadian Prime Minister was photographed at the show Wednesday night, sending gossip websites into a frenzy. On Monday, TMZ published a photo of them having dinner at a restaurant in Montreal after taking her dog for a walk in a park. That's true love, because, I mean, dog owners, you know, if you're like willing to walk someone's dog, like, you adore them, right? I mean, it's not a cat. You know what I'm saying? So, although I don't know what kind of dog it is, some dogs are better than others. That's just how it is.
I don't know either. Well, all right. Anyway, this was all a shock to me.
Earlier this month, it was reported that Perry had split up from Orlando Bloom after a 7-year relationship, and
they have Trudeau a kid.
And his own wife, Sophie, split up in 2023 after 18 years of marriage. Trudeau, of course, was PM since 2015 until just March. In April, Perry became the first pop star in space, not to be confused with the first krautrock star in space. And that, which was, she went up on Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin rocket. So
with his now wife.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Trudeau. I mean, obviously, his father Pierre was like a known coxman.
His father.
True. Yeah.
His father. Well, I wasn't sure if you meant Pierre or Fidel.
Well, that's like what's his name? Who Woody Allen's kid with Mia Farrow, Ronan Farrow, who is totally Woody Allen is the father. 100%.
Yeah, he looks just like Woody.
100%.
Looks just like Woody Allen. Nothing like young Frank Sinatra at all.
Not at all. No.
At all. No. Not at all. Well, look, Ted, okay. I was saying when you were picking up the food at the door. No, Justin Trudeau's tall.
He's tall. He presents as short.
You think so?
Yeah, look at that video. I'd be like, that guy's 5'8".
There's his ex-wife.
Oh, she was really pretty.
She's pretty. She's a very pretty lady. No, Trudeau's tall. I think he's like 6'2". I think he's like your height. He's tall.
Okay. All right. Good.
He's tall. He's like 6'2", 6'3". He's a tall guy. His wife, normal size. Katy Perry, pretty average size. She might be on a little bit taller side, but this was kind of a shocker because, I mean, would you ever think Katy Perry and Justin
Trudeau? I don't know
Trudeau?
Enough about Katy Perry, to be honest.
But I mean, she's a pop star and he's a politician.
Yeah, but he's a pop politician. He's not like a, he's not like a policy wonk. I mean, that guy's not up until the wee hours reading like the Canadian legal code, looking for an angle on tax reform.
Because he's busy doing like blackface and going to parties.
Yeah, exactly. That's right.
So he's like a frat boy turned prime minister.
Whatever.
Right. So he's like just a frat boy that bumbled into becoming prime minister.
Well, yeah, it's because his dad was PM, and it's like with that name, it's like, oh, you can be PM automatically.
Well, I remember all the ladies here in the DC.
He's a nepo baby.
in the DC news circuit, all the ladies I knew when he was elected, they were all like, "Oh, Justin Trudeau, he's so cute. He's dreamy. He's so," and I was like, I mean, I guess for the same reason
Justin was a better looking dude, but what can I say?
I mean, for the same reason people think
Pierre,
AOC is hot.
Pierre is not. I mean, Justin is not an ugly guy by any means.
No. I could see why. In the political circuit,
AOC is interesting because she's looking better as she gets older.
Yeah, I'll give her that.
That's a type. With women, it's usually the other way around, and men usually get better looking as they get older, and women get
that's true.
They get older.
But I get this right here, the Orlando. I get, my brain understands it. Mm-hmm. This union right here, and they produced a child.
Sure,
my brain understands this one, but.
Orlando Bloom looks like he'd be a mean dude.
Well, I'll tell you off air my experience working with Orlando.
Okay.
There's some bad blood.
All right.
Had to work with the dude for many months.
Don't cross
bad blood there.
Don't cross the Manila. Don't mess with the Manila.
Many years ago, but
I don't know. Have you seen the? I was meaning to ask you this. It's totally unrelated. You ever seen Don't Mess with the Zohan, the movie?
No.
You know what it is.
No.
It's
I don't think.
It's what's his name? The wedding singer.
Adam Sandler?
Yeah, it's Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler plays an elite Zohan. An elite Mossad operative agent who decides to leave Israel, where he's like a mad coxman and incredibly efficient anti-terrorist action guy, to go to New York to basically to become a hairdresser.
What?
And his
parents,
no,
I don't know this at all.
His Israeli parents are pissed at him because they think he's gay for doing that. But actually, he's a mad coxman in New York. And then ultimately, the Middle East conflict follows him to New York, and he's like working side by side with a bunch of Palestinian stores, the permanently going out of business stores.
Yeah.
I just don't know how a movie like that. I mean, it's actually very funny. But
I've never even heard of it.
I just can't imagine. I mean, just think about it. If you watch that now, you're like, wow, like you could make a comedy about the Mossad and the Israel-Palestinian conflict back not that long ago. And now it's like if there's no fucking way, you could never fucking make a comedy about that now. It's too bleak.
Well, I don't know what Justin Trudeau is doing now. Talking about out of work politicians, right? We're talking about Kamala.
What do you think about the age gap? So she's 40, admittedly looks a lot older than 40.
No,
and he's 53, looks a lot younger than 53. Yeah, she looks like if you said she's 45, I'd be like, yeah, she could be 45.
No, she looks good. I think she looks good. No.
I'm not saying she's ugly. I'm just saying she looks 45.
No, I don't think she looks more mature.
48. But
Trudeau looks younger, I would say.
Do you think that's too much? Do you think 13 years is too much of an age?
No, she's over 40. You're grown. I think after age.
By the way, she's not. 35? She doesn't have great facial structure.
I don't know what is up with you and Robbie thinking like I think she's a pretty lady. And she's got a killer physique.
Not really. No, she's not pretty. She's definitely sexy, but she's not pretty. Like you wouldn't really want to reproduce with her. It would dilute your genes.
I don't know. I think she's pretty. I think she's a natural blonde that dyes her hair black.
I hate to say it, but your vote is like a woman's vote in America before 1920. It's like not. It doesn't count because this is like the question is Robbie and I, we enjoy ladies that way sexually,
right?
And you don't, presumably.
Well, okay, so maybe
therefore we get to decide this.
She's pretty in the way that straight women think a woman is pretty.
Right, which is worthless. I mean, like what if I was like, oh, my friend's really good looking. And it's like, so what? Who cares what you think, Ted? Are you going to blow him?
So wait, hold on. So if say like if me or one of your other female friends was like, hey, I want to introduce you to my girlfriend, I think she's really pretty, you would disregard you. So that's
actually those are some of the most terrifying words in the English language, alongside with my friend's band is playing. Those are terrifying words. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've been snookered. Oh, you'd love her. She's so great.
Oh my God.
Well, what does she look like?
Okay.
Oh, she's so pretty. And you're like, and then it's like you walk into the cafe or the bar.
That's not true.
And it's totally like,
that is
and you're
not
like,
true.
what do you think of me? Don't answer that. What do you think of me?
I want the Rumble Room. I want the YouTube chat to chime in on this. So if you have a female friend and you're a single male, you're a single grown man, and your female friend is like, I have a girlfriend I'd love to set you up with.
So that's why
she's
God
super
invented
pretty.
photography, Manila. Like, let's see.
I think she's really pretty. Like, let me set you up on a date.
Great.
I would
trust my dearly departed mother.
Yes, Robbie.
A lot more. If my mom thought a girl was pretty, she was never going to be fugly. She might not be like the prettiest that I've ever seen, but pretty enough. Pretty for sure. Like, your mother knows your taste more. But your girlfriend doesn't know shit. No, it's almost like never that a girl is right.
So if a female friend says, I want to set you up, she's really pretty, she's smart, she's this or that, you disregard it if your friend is a straight woman. The worst nights
I've ever had in my life started out with that.
Manila, if let's just assume I had a friend that was a woman. I don't. Let's just assume, for example, if I did.
I'm a woman. I'm your friend.
Well, fair enough. But if she's just like, hey, I know this girl, she looks really cute. I'm going to assume that she looks like a bulldog, because if you think she's cute, it's because you like guys, okay? I don't want to go out with some butch looking chick. It looks like God hit her in the face with a shovel. The only thing she's got going for is her rack. That's it. There's nothing else there.
Well, that's not a small thing.
No, it's not a small thing. Look at it. It's big. So
I'll take it. It looks like it's a nice shape, too.
I agree.
She's got a great figure.
She's got a nice little butt, too.
Yeah, if you put her in a dark room, yeah, you're going to be fine. But to Ted's point, no, God gave us cell phones. It's okay.
Oh, my God.
Yeah,
so you guys think of this matchup that Justin Trudeau is the prettier one?
Oh, God, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She's pretty. Look at her. She's pretty. You guys are.
Manila, she got hit in the face by a shovel.
No, she doesn't have a good face. She does not. Put that back up there, please.
Justin or her?
Her.
No, I don't care about him. No, put her up back again.
We're not homos, Manila.
First of all, we'll go through this. Like, we'll really go through this. First of all,
I think she has a potato face.
There's a bit of a potato thing going on there, but like, let's focus on her. First of all, she has really nice arms, like long and willowy.
She has beautiful blue eyes, big blue eyes, nice teeth.
She's got
good eyebrows.
The shape of her mouth and her nose is not good. And even the shape of her eyes is not good. She has a Rocky Balboa.
She has
it's true. Adrian.
I mean, she used that thing as a weapon. She just nails somebody with her chin.
She does look like Sly Stallone. It's true.
Yeah, very much so.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You guys are so.
Although
mean.
I will say she does have pretty good ears. She doesn't have the pointy, like Spockian ones that sometimes you see.
Oh my God.
So
her boobs is all she got going for, in my opinion. That's it.
She has a really nice figure.
Come on, nice long arms are.
Yeah, arms are nice.
Actually, I was wrong about her butt. Her butt's not that impressive.
She shouldn't have a butt.
Yeah, I don't think her butt's very impressive, but I think she's pretty, and I think her figure overall is really, really nice figure, and I think she's a pretty lady.
In all fairness, now I'm biased, Ted. I'm going to get your opinion next week whenever you come up here. I think that Kizzy is much prettier than her. Kizzy has a very feminine face. Like, you're looking at a girl. Katy Perry, you can shave her head. She looks like a dude.
This is the best Katy Perry photo I've seen. Interestingly, she's less made up here, so she might benefit from the clean. Less is more.
The natural girl next door face.
Yeah, makeup is not so great. So
I need the makeup. I don't care. That's why I show up on air every day looking like this, because at this point I am a stay-at-home mom. So I don't care. I know what I look like when I'm made up.
You know what Katy Perry looks like?
On natural.
Katy Perry looks like your best friend's sister.
Yeah.
You go over to his house. Oh, that's my sister. Hey, that's what she looks like.
Yeah,
she doesn't look like, I want to spend 12 quality hours naked with this lady.
No, I get it. And part of it
bizarre.
Well, part of it also could be
Ted wants to bang not serial killers, but at least snake chopping ladies. Put the snake back in the cage. She's dumping it out in the sewer somewhere.
What are we talking about here?
Well, Anthony, was that her name? Casey Anthony?
Now she's the baby killer, alleged baby killer.
Yeah.
Well, that's who you just said he wanted to bang was the baby killer.
And
or Lauren
Boebert. he likes the crazies like Lauren Boebert. He thinks the face? Lorena Bobbitt.
Listen.
Yeah, well, she's a hot Colombian. I mean, are you kidding? Not to mention, you better fucking bring your A game to the bed. Otherwise, you're not going home with all your parts. It's like it forces you to step up. I mean, imagine if you're dating. Imagine if you were like, I'm dating or married to. If you're like, oh, this is my wife, Lorena Bobbitt. You mean is she? Yeah, that's right. And I keep her so happy that I still have my penis.
Yeah, maybe. As far as Katy Perry goes, I really have no interest in dating her. I mean, to be honest.
Well, I would totally, because she has great taste in political cartoons.
Well, okay, so there's that.
But her politics suck because Justin Trudeau is an authoritarian douchebag from the word go.
I was going to say her taste going for Orlando Bloom.
Hillary Clinton.
Doesn't mean that. Well, that's true. That was bad.
Oh,
she should pay more attention to my cartoons. She never would have supported Hillary.
Agreed.
I think she did a performance or benefit something for the Harris campaign. I don't know. I feel like she did something.
Oh, yes, she did. You're right.
She did, but I mean, she was there at Hillary Clinton's her victory celebration that never happened there at that glass building in New York, and she looked like she was going to cry on stage, which frankly,
I don't
she looked the best then. I mean, seeing her broken and just utterly crushed and defeated was fantastic.
She doesn't deserve
that. Hillary or Katie?
Katie.
Hillary.
So she was there for an event.
Presidential campaign was a side
supposed
project.
Victory.
Hillary Clinton is basically a grifter. The presidency was just going to be an additional grift.
Yeah, I mean, her whole thing was to be there and just jazz up the crowd and stuff. And they were singing. And the whole reason I have a teenage daughter, so I know about Katy Perry because I have a teenage daughter. And no, I mean, she was just there to jizz up the crowd. And next thing you know, she just looks like she wants to crawl into a fetal position and cry.
I don't remember that.
It's amazing how many people were so upset about Hillary Clinton's loss.
I know people that were
they didn't
crying
want
that
Trump
night.
to win. Part I understand. I don't understand why.
Now, these were true Hillary Clintonites. Yeah, these people I knew were like hard Clintonites. But anyway,
a lot of them.
She has Katy Perry. We'll leave it at this. She apparently has bad politics and worse taste in men because
a horrible face.
Orlando Bloom
it's not a horrible face.
To Justin Trudeau.
It's a bad face. It is what it is.
It's not a good face. It's
not.
Oh my God, you guys are so God.
Ted, it looks like that her mom dropped on her face when she was a baby. I mean, that's
it might be a Malathion type situation, right? Like
what's that?
It's birth defects, from the 70s. Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't get the reference.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, show. Goodbye, everybody, because
au revoir. You know what tomorrow is? Friday.
Friday. It's pre-Friday right now. Adios, amigos. Thanks for being here. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, the like. Make sure you smash that like button.
And share.
Or like that smash button, as Scary Girl says.
And share a lot.
Like that smash button.
And in all things, think of Clovis.
Agreed.
All hail Clovis. Adios, amigos. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.